All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol TSLA, Tesla Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So Tesla Inc. had a run yesterday after some news. I actually shared the article in yesterday's video, and I kind of talked about it and how important that was of an impact to obviously the economy of America and also the overall purpose of this joining the S&P 500 index. What could it mean for this stock? Well, this volatility is being shown fairly quickly on how Tesla ran up due to speculation and hype and news, but it broke through two of the support levels that I talked about yesterday. I said let's use this one as one of the points at 450. Then we also had up here closer to 436. The next one was down here at 420. And then obviously way down here at 407. But it broke through two of them, brought itself back up, and it's staying above the 436 range. So that is important, but I want us to look at the new points based off of how the chart has actually reacted. But quickly after this has fallen after that news. Now, I believe that closer to the time that it's official and it joins the S&P 500 index, it could attract more investors over time. Right now, a lot of people are uncertain with the reaction of what this means for the stock. I mean, for the most part, being a Fortune 500 company, in my opinion, from what I'm understanding, is a good thing over the times of me understanding how the market works and how important the S&P 500 index in the overall market is. Obviously the Dow and the Nasdaq have a lot to do with it, but those companies are usually the more stable ones or the quick growing ones in the economy, and also their market cap has a lot to do with joining the S&P 500 companies and so forth like that. There's a lot of things that come into play, but their valuation and also a company overall to the economy's point of reference as it continues to grow and outlook. You know, the S&P 500 index maintains the Fortune 500 companies of America, stating the best 500 companies and growing and innovative companies. So for Tesla to be joining that, I believe that's great news for the stock. We're going to look at our new points of reference here, but let me go back to that article that I showed yesterday that Bloomberg had posted. Now, there's a lot of other ones. Overall, a lot of people can look at different research, different locations, and do their due diligence. But this one right here was pretty impressive. It actually got edited 9 hours ago earlier today, but this was posted yesterday like around 6 or 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. yesterday at night. But right now, the S&P 500 index announced that it will enter on December 21st. So I want every single person to pay close attention to how the S&P 500 index is reacting and how Tesla is reacting, which I'm going to go ahead and use that point of reference in a bit as well after we look at our resistance and supports. And it's super important because right now Tesla is a big player. They said that it's like going to be the 10th largest company in the Fortune 500. Like, can you imagine joining in on the Fortune 500 and you just skip through 490 other ticker symbols to be posted at the 10th in rank in market cap and valuation of the company? So this is a big deal. So I'm looking forward to seeing what percentage of the market of the S&P 500 index this will pertain to and how much of that market capitalization will it actually take over in, you know, because each company has a percentage of the valuation of the S&P 500 index. So it's going to be very interesting. And also something important to keep in mind is how it's going to be reacting. I want every single investor to pay close attention to how the stock is reacting from here till the 21st and how the S&P 500 index is reacting to it. Because remember, every single ticker symbol within the S&P 500 index directly and indirectly affects the index overall. So let's go ahead and see here our new resistance levels and supports. That's some great news for Tesla investors. If you're excited, I would like for you guys to smash that like button and comment down below your thoughts, and also what you think about the S&P 500 and Tesla correlation and indirect correlation or direct correlation on what I'm about to express and show. And that's something that's going to be important in the near future as well. So I would like to see your guys' comments and insight on that. But don't forget to hit that like button if you're excited about this news. And again, it's going to be on December 21st. It's been allowed and announced for that date. So let's go ahead and see here. So our new resistance level, based off of this slight drop, is 448.20. Super important point of reference for every single investor to keep in mind for this to stay above the 50-day moving average, because this 50-day moving average will catch up to the price, continue to move up, and if this doesn't break through that resistance and kind of just hangs out, it will end up in bearish territory by default. So I want to go ahead and emphasize to all investors, 448.20 needs to be broken through by the bulls to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. And their highest point recently reached was up here at 467.01. If you just want to round that down to 467, that is the most important resistance level for this to break through newer highs and new resistance levels on its way up. But the first one that needs to be broken through before getting there and moving further away from the 50-day moving average is 448.20. So what is our 50-day moving average? Well, the 50-day moving average is 428.08. See if I can land exactly on it. It sometimes jumps around, but I think I can get it right there. 428.08. That's the exact point of our 50-day moving average. As long as we're above it, we're in bullish territory. The moment we're below it, we're in bearish territory. Now for the bears are going to want to break through this support, and that's 433.45. If that gets broken through, this will be on its way to newer lows and also start getting closer to the 50-day moving average to get back into bearish territory. So I want to emphasize to all investors, pay close attention to the behavior of this stock. Even though we're still in bullish territory, you're going to want to see how quickly this is moving down and how it's reacting between support and the 50-day moving average in this area. Yes, it's still bullish territory, but it's the closer the bears get to the 50-day moving average, the closer they're getting into bearish territory. So you're going to want to see if the bears are dominating this and tearing this down, or are the bulls trying to reappear and bring this up. So keep these points of reference in mind, 433.45, and also our resistance up here at 448.20, our 50-day moving average, and up here at 467. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind here this section of the Tesla chart. We're going to move up here and we're going to look at the S&P 500 index. So the S&P 500 index, and this is actually notes for my next video about the pumps and talking about the pumps. If you guys haven't seen those videos, this is going to pop up at the end of this video. And today's pump, even though this dropped all the way down to about 35.88, it actually rose up to 36.22. That's almost a 40-point jump. And I talk more about why this is great news for us investors, because there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it. So as Tesla started to fall, which if we go back to Tesla fell at the beginning of the day, and then it fell again towards the end of the day. Now if we go back to the S&P 500 index, you will see that at the beginning of the day it fell, and it fell again towards the end of the day. And if you look at it, the drop was sharp at the beginning of the day. It came back up slightly, and the drop was sharp. It came back up. Obviously, Tesla's not the only company that's going to be part of the S&P 500 index, and it's not even part of it yet. This is why I want you guys to pay close attention to how this is reacting indirectly or directly in correlation to the S&P 500 index. So it rose back up, and Tesla slightly rises back up. Well, now it dropped again slightly, and here we are seeing it drop again slightly. This is something I want every single investor to pay close attention to, because if Tesla is going to be part of the S&P 500 index, this will directly affect the S&P 500 index in the near future. Right now, it's indirectly, quote unquote, / directly, because it will be part of it. But obviously, the S&P 500 index doesn't just have Tesla going to be part of it. It has 499 other ticker symbols. And right now, Tesla's not even one of the 500. But I do want you guys to pay close attention to what's going on and how it's reacting. So super important for every single investor to keep that in mind. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. And stay tuned, because there's a video that's about to pop up. And that video right there, I talk in more in depth about the S&P 500 index and how it rises on these dates. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.